Cameras glitch in the dead of night. Guards vanish from their posts. A noose tightens around a neck in Manhattan's Fortress Jail. Jeffrey Epstein slumps, lifeless. The billionaire pedophile, chained to secrets of the elite, his death screams set up from the shadows, freeze on the body. Epstein isn't some low-life crook. He's the spider at the center of a web, ensnaring presidents, princes, and spies. This man's island hid horrors. His planes ferried the powerful. Now, he's conveniently silenced before trial. The official story hits like a bad script. Suicide by hanging, they claim. In a suicide watch cell, no less cameras malfunctioned. Guards asleep on duty. Autopsy rushed. Contradictions pile up like unmarked graves. It looked like a desperate man's end. Alone in his cell, overwhelmed by charges of sex trafficking minors, prosecutors painted him as a monster preying on girls. Recruited, groomed, abused in his mansions of marble and sin. Arrested in July 2019. Bail denied. He awaited justice that promised to drag down the mighty. But on August 10th, he's found dead. No note, no final words, just a broken hyoid bone whispering foul play. Surface narrative crumbles fast. Epstein had enemies in high places. Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, tech moguls. All flew with him. His little black book bulged with names. Videos rumored in hidden safes. Blackmail gold for intelligence ops. Why suicide now? He'd survived a prior attempt. Or was that a warning shot from handlers? Peel back the first layer. The cover-up kicks in before the corpse cools. Guards falsify logs. They claim checks every 30 minutes. But footage shows hours of neglect. Warden reassigned quietly. No firings. Just slaps on wrists from a system protecting its own. Autopsy by Dr. Baden, hired privately. Screams homicide. Strangulation marks don't match hanging. But chief examiner rules suicide. Media swallows it. Questions die in editorials. Witnesses scatter. Epstein's cellmate yanked out hours before. No replacement. Solitary setup for slaughter. Peel deeper. Missing evidence haunts the scene. Cameras aimed at his door. Both fail simultaneously. Technical glitch, they say. But FBI raids his island days later. Safes emptied. Hard drives gone. Prosecutors claim no foul play. Yet Ghislaine Maxwell, his enabler, hides for months before capture. Interviews with inmates leak. They heard screams that night. Guards dismissed it as nothing. Justice Department probe. A whitewash bard himself oversees it, then declares case closed. Layer 2 thickens with silenced voices. Victims' lawyers demand transparency, stonewalled by redactions. Journalists dig. Receive threats. Stories spiked by networks with ties to Epstein's friends. Pele to the money trail. Epstein's fortune. A mystery wrapped in offshore accounts. Started as a teacher, then Bear Stearns. But real wealth from Les Wexner. Victoria's Secret billions funneled. Why? Blackmail. Or intelligence cutouts. Epstein's passport, fake Saudi one found in his safe. Connections to Mossad. His partner Maxwell's father, Robert, suspected Israeli spy who died mysteriously. Funds flowed from Deutsche Bank. Ignored red flags on trafficking suspicions. Defense contractors lurked. Epstein hosted scientists. Funded AI, biotech, honey traps for secrets. Clinton Foundation ties. Flights to Africa. Philanthropy as cover for influence peddling. Prince Andrew's denials, but emails show Epstein bailing him out financially. Tech giants like Gates. Meetings post-conviction. Why risk it, unless leverage existed? Layer 3 exposes the rot. Private jets logged hundreds of trips. Lolita Express, they called it. Island in the Virgins. Little St. James. Temples, tunnels rumored. Elite playground for depravity. Blackmail, empire funded by shadows. CIA cutouts. Epstein bragged about agency links. His New York mansion, gifted by Wexner for $1. Filled with cameras in every room. Recordings of the powerful, uncompromising acts. Leverage for geopolitical games. NATO allies, implicated European royals. Middle Eastern sheiks, all in the web. Post 9/11 intelligence ops. Epstein's rise coincides with surveillance state. Boom, money from hedge funds. Phantom, he managed billions but no clients named. Layer 4, the betrayal. Epstein trusted the system he gamed, but it turned on him. His lawyers negotiated a sweet 2008 plea, non-prosecution for co-conspirators, Acosta's gift. Labor secretary under Trump, Acosta later admits, told Epstein belonged to intelligence, whose CIA-Mossad, protecting assets in a post-Cold War blackmail network. Betrayal from within. Ghislaine, his right hand, vanishes. But was she the handler? Father's Mossad ties. She recruits girls, sets traps, then sells out Epstein when heat rises. Allies flip. Wexner claims victimhood, denies knowledge, but funded the operation for decades. Cliff and distances. Bish flights. The logs showed 26 trips. Denials ring hollow. Prince Andrew sweats in interviews. BBC disaster. Betrayed by his own arrogance. Whistleblowers emerge. Pilots, staff, but NDAs bind them. Threats silence the rest. Epstein's brother Mark, oversees a state, claims ignorance, but inherits the secrets. Deeper betrayal. The victims promised justice, but death robs them of testimony. Civil suits drag on. Settlements quiet. The powerful skate free. Intelligence ops betray the public, using perversion as currency in shadow wars. Post-2000 corruption peaks here. War on terror excuses, surveillance. But this is domestic terror, NATO's dark side. Allied states complicit in honey traps for control. Judicial manipulation evident. Sweetheart deals. Judges bought or coerced. Legislative corruption. Laws ignored for the elite. No reforms post-Epstein. Politically suspicious death. Textbook, like Sethridge, or others who knew too much. Conspiracy engineered from Langley to Tel Aviv. Protecting the empire of dirt. Tension peaks. If Epstein talked, empires crumble. So they staged the end. Guards paid off, or threatened. One dies mysteriously later. Cameras hacked by pros. NSA-level tech, not some glitch. Autopsy debates rage. Hyoid bone breaks in stranglings, not hangings. Media complicity. New York Times buries leads. Focus on suicide theories. Victims speak out. Virginia Giuffre accuses elites, but smeared as liars. Maxwell's trial. Convicted, but no names dropped. Sealed documents. Recent unsealing. More names, but redactions protect the architects. Betrayal full circle. Epstein thought he was untouchable. Intelligence asset turned liability. Dumped when exposure loomed. Miami Herald's reporting forced the arrest. Dooley K. Brown, a real hero, but endangered for peeling layers. System fights back. Discredits conspiracy theorists. Labels them tinfoil. But facts scream. 2 cameras fail. Guards nap. No oversight. Money trail leads to black budgets. Untraceable slush funds for ops. Wexner's megagroup. Presarial lobbyists. Ties to Netanyahu. Clinton's Epstein flights during Balkan ops. NATO connections. Post-Iraq war. Intelligence sharing. Blackmail as tool. Layer upon layer. A Russian doll of deceit. Endgame. The powerful walk. Victims scarred. Truth buried. If this is what leaked, what horrors remain in those hidden tapes?